Hey everybody, it's John from the Hustle Daily Show. Before we get into the show today, did you know that HubSpot launched an AI chatbot that helps you build awesome campaigns at scale with just a few prompts? It's called Campaign Assistant, and it's a totally free-to-use AI tool made for marketers and business leaders who spend hours a day on content creation. Campaign Assistant will transform the way that you build marketing campaigns at scale. Craft personalized emails, ads, and landing pages in just a matter of minutes. Just pick the content type, add the key selling points, and let the AI take it from there. And the best part, it works seamlessly with all of HubSpot's marketing and sales tools to scale your output across email, social, and more. So AI your way into the most effective campaigns yet at HubSpot.com/campaign-assistant.
Howdy folks, good morning. It is Monday, July 31st. I'm Jacob Cohen, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. On tap for today, we are talking about the $1 million mousetrap, New York City's pricey rodent revolt, which may finally be working. Emphasis on may. Investments are up and complaints are down, but the rats aren't going down easy. We've also got a bunch of interesting newsy numbers to discuss, but first, let's talk about what else is happening in the world of business and tech. Let's get crack-a-lack. First things first, whoa. Absolute Vodka will test selling its spirits in paper-based bottles in the UK this summer. The bottles, made from 57% paper and recyclable plastic, are 8 times lighter than Absolute's traditional glass containers and may mark a huge turning point in the long, vicious rivalry between paper and liquid. And we will see how that goes. Moving along, lock her up. What does back-to-school shopping look like when nobody's sure how to feel about the economy? A lot like this. Parents are twice as likely to seek out secondhand school supplies this year than last, according to Morning Consult. Very interesting stuff there. Also, NASA hasn't even debuted its new streaming service yet, but it's already our favorite. No subscription fees, no ads, live launch coverage, and 24/7 space goodies. The showcase of human ingenuity launches later this year, just unfortunately with a name that showcases the opposite, NASA Plus. All right, moving along. No toying around here. 2 weeks in, Barbie has already passed $750 million in global box office receipts. Plus, Barbie got a nice social media shout-out from Nobel Prize winner Malala Yousafzai. Pretty cool there. I happened to see Oppenheimer late last week, and let me tell you, definitely go to the bathroom before that thing starts, because it is long, but highly recommend. Also, moving along, X marks the absolutely not. Neighbors of Twitter, or X's, San Francisco headquarters are now being blasted with a giant X-shaped strobe light, which is the company's new logo, of course. The building's landlord is suing X, which, in case it wasn't clear, still isn't clear, which is formerly known as Twitter, for not paying rent. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some angry neighbors suing them for preventing sleep sometime soon. Meanwhile, X opened an ad revenue sharing program that allows eligible creators, for instance, Twitter or X Blue subscribers or verified organizations with more than 500 followers and more than 15 million impressions in the last 3 months, to claim a piece of a $5 million payout. And closing in on the end here, that's a lot of wind. The biggest wind turbine in the world is now spinning at an offshore wind farm in China. It's 500 feet tall, and each 403-foot blade weighs 54 tons. That's a ton. And last but not least, kid around. Apple, perhaps surprisingly, acknowledged a bug in its screen time feature meant to help parents limit usage on kids' devices, except apparently the limits have not always been sticking. All right, and with that, let's get to some newsy numbers. All right, first up, stock pickers must be glistening, maybe sweating, I should say, with excitement as they witnessed the HVAC index climb up the charts, not unlike the temperatures outside, of course. The index, which tracks HVAC, or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning manufacturers, is up around 20% since June versus the S&P 500's 9% or so. This is not investment advice, of course, nor do we want it to be. but it does appear betting money on rising temps is a surefire strategy at the moment. All right, up next. Could the ultimate meal combo be feeding yourself and your electric car? With EV charging taking more time than gas filling, franchised restaurants with large geographic footprints are pretty well positioned to serve up a new item on their menus. Battery juice. Subway, for instance, with 20,000 stores in the US, is planning to build Subway Oasis charging parks with car chargers, Wi-Fi, picnic tables, and more. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. By the way, speaking of Subway, so many things are wrong about Subway's viral contest, the one in which sandwiches are free for life for one winner who legally changes their name to Subway. But here's one to snack on. The prize is actually, apparently, $50,000 in gift cards meant to cover a lifetime, which I guess is one rosy view on inflation. All right, up next, the elderberry industry, which consists of nutritional supplements, flavoring, and coloring, is now worth $320 million annually in the U.S. That's according to the American Botanical Council, which, despite our hopes, is not a group of wise plants sitting around an old wooden table. And last, but not least, New York City is considering closing 20 acres of Van Cortlandt Park to house a temporary 34,000-seat cricket stadium for 6 games of the 2024 T20 World Cup. The International Cricket Council estimates hosting the games would generate $163 million for the city, including $129 million for the Bronx, which, as many people have pointed out, seems a tad or extremely optimistic, and many are not thrilled by the idea. All right, we just mentioned New York City. Let's keep talking about it. Let's move on to our main story for the day. So you're paying, I don't know, $3,500 per month for that one-bedroom New York City shoebox, but Pizza Rat, if you remember that rat dragging a piece of pizza through the subway in New York, that rat is living inside Mayor Eric Adams' head, rent-free. New York's rat problem is not anything new if you've lived there or ever been there, but progress on it is new, and progress is appearing to be made. Actually, rat complaints to the city's 311 hotline are down 20% year over year in recent months, and 45% in the city's focused mitigation zones like Harlem, where the mayor recently invested $3.5 million into new rat-fighting ammo. This all comes after things like the city paying consulting firm McKinsey & Co. $1.6 million for a study on the future of trash, with street cleaning and rat deterrence being the key focuses. You could actually look at page 78 of the study linked in today's newsletter for a rat wheeling a suitcase. It also comes after things like the recent appointment of rat czar Kathleen Karate, who beat out around 900 applicants with her so-called swashbuckling attitude, crafty humor, and general aura of badassery, which are, yes, actual requirements for the job and its $155,000 salary. Now, it's too early to tell if we're out of the woods with this problem. Rats have long been an issue here in cities all over the globe. Way back in 1982, and yep, I'm calling 1982 way back, the UN estimated rats destroyed more than 42 million tons of food worldwide, worth around $30 billion. More recent estimates have pegged rats' worldwide economic damage between the years 1930 and 2022 at almost $300 billion. Now, in New York, Mayor Giuliani's administration once tossed $8 million at the issue. Mayor Bloomberg's created a rodent academy for public employees. Mayor de Blasio committed $32 million to the problem in 2017, but COVID snagged efforts. And that's just the money. Cases of leptospirosis in New York City have been on the rise, and studies have connected rat infestations to anxiety and depression, and all that's to say, the rat race, as it's known, may be showing signs of weakness. But it ain't over yet. And bada bing, bada boom, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in to the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Ezra Trupiano. Our executive producer, Darren Clarke. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, you definitely should be. You could do that at thehustle.co/email. Hope you have an awesome Monday. Let's kick some tuchus this week. Catch you right here tomorrow.
Let me tell you about a show that I've been loving lately. It's called Entrepreneurs on Fire. It's hosted by the incredible John Lee Dumas. It's available now on the HubSpot podcast network. Entrepreneurs on Fire stokes inspiration and shares strategies to fire up your entrepreneurial journey and create the life that you've always dreamed of. I'm a big fan of this podcast. It has energy, it has value, and it's all about learning about entrepreneurship. I was just listening to an episode the other day. JLD interviewed Jay Rogers, who was such a wealth of information. He kind of went into how entrepreneurship chooses you. You don't necessarily choose it, and that failure only happens when you stop trying to win. A lot of gems in this one, so I'd highly recommend checking out that particular episode along with the rest. So go listen to Entrepreneurs on Fire wherever you get your podcasts. Hey guys, if you listen to the Hustle Daily Show on Google Podcasts, we want to let you know that the option will no longer be available pretty soon. Google is sunsetting its podcast app sometime in early 2024 in favor of YouTube Music, and we want to give you a heads up before it's too late, since that time's almost here. The Hustle Daily Show is available everywhere and anywhere that you listen to podcasts, like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you're using YouTube Music, we are there as well. If you're an Android fan, there are plenty of apps like Overcast, Pocket Casts, Player FM, and more. So just search for us wherever you decide to listen to your favorite podcasts.